head coach Shea Ralph here. We'll go ahead and open up the floor for questions.
Yeah, you guys got Missouri this week. That was one that you guys lost here. So what adjustments do you all plan to make from the last time you faced them to try to beat them on the road?
I think we're playing a little better right now. We're certainly better defensively, and I know that we had ridden a pretty great streak leading up to that game, but they exposed us defensively in some of the things that we needed to improve on. And the adjustments are just, okay, what weren't we successful in that game technically? What led to that point in the game where we lost? I think it was a 12-point lead in the third quarter, and we weren't able to pull out the win in the end. And so for me, it's a little bit of X's and O's, but it's also mainly being consistent in our energy, being consistent in our production, making sure we're getting great shots, making sure we're not giving them wide open threes and layups. And, credit to Missouri because they're smart. They're a smart team. Similar to Arkansas, they have a bunch of people on the floor at any given time that can shoot the ball. They run kind of like a 5-out action. I think their point guard does a really good job of trying to get in the lane and finding open shooters on the perimeter. So they'll challenge us, but I do think we're a better team right now than we were the first time we played them. And so I'm hoping that, we can get back out on the road and bring home a win.
It's a lot of opinion, but a lot of people have you guys on the bubble. How much do you pay attention to that, and what's kind of your messaging through that?
I don't. I mean, there's always going to be, especially these days, there's always some kind of chatter. It's hard to not hear it because social media and people talk about it, and there's an excitement around it, which I appreciate. So I love that we're in the conversation, but I want to keep everyone in my camp focused on what we did to get here, because we're not there yet. Clearly, if people are debating whether or not we're in, we're not a lock for anything yet. So yes, we put ourselves in position, but we just need to stay focused on, the kids say, keep the main thing the main thing. We need to stay focused on how we got where we are now so that we can continue to do the things we need to do to not just be part of the conversation, but to be in it,
To build off of that, you guys have had to play on the first day of the SEC tournament, and now you guys have a first-round bye. How big is that for you and your guys' team, and just what does that mean to you as far as just the success and the steps you guys have been taking forward over the last couple of years?
It's huge. I mean, when you think about the tournament, you play Sunday in our conference, right? And then you turn right around if you play a first-round game, and you got to play on Wednesday. And then if you're any level of successful and you're trying to talk to your kids about being competitive for a championship, that means you got to play 5 games in 5 days. That's really hard to do. Ashley, early on my staff, they won the championship when they played 4. They won the SEC championship. So she's talked about that with our teams in the past, knowing that it can be done, but to put yourself in position through a good regular season to at least get a first-round bye, I think is huge for longevity in the tournament, being able to be successful for a longer period of time. Hopefully the seeding, if we can put ourselves in an even better position through the weekend now, the seeding will play out in our favor where we feel like we can be successful through Sunday. That's the goal, but we're not there yet. So it's huge because it shows growth, right? We're better this year than we were last year. And I think our kids understand, okay, our work is paying off, but there's still so much of it to do that we don't even really talk about that. I like for other people to talk about it. We don't have to talk about it much. I just want to keep them focused on, okay, we do have a first-round bye, but we still have 2 games before the tournament even starts. And there's a lot of volatility in the middle there where I feel like we can probably get ourselves a pretty good seed if we do what we're supposed to do the next 2 games.
Elena tweeted a few days ago that you guys have been good on the road and at neutral sites. Does that give you any confidence as you go into an event like the SEC tournament and have to win in those type of environments?
It does as our coach, sometimes I'm not sure what gives my players confidence. Not yet anyway. I like when they have it. When they don't have it, I'm like, why not? Where did it go? But I think the thing that I love about my current team is that they really enjoy each other. They enjoy being on the road. We try to make it fun. I have a good pulse, I think, on our team in terms of our energy and the things that they need on a day-to-day basis that may not be related to just like practice. So we try to tie in really fun things on the road, whether we stay at the hotel and we do something fun there, or we go out to eat and they're not eating and just sitting in the hotel for an entire day. We have some things up our sleeve for the SEC tournament that I think they're going to really enjoy. But that way they get a chance to be together in a organic way, and it's not forced fun. It's not we're just holding them up in the hotel and we only leave to go play. There's a cultural part of what we do that I want to expose them to as well, and I think it makes the time there even more special.
You guys obviously love to have them doing activities to kind of, you know, have them plan for that kind of stuff, make it a better, I guess, bonding, you could say it.
Yeah.
But outside of Memorial, you guys are 9-3. You've had success playing away from home. What part of their game do you, I guess, preach to them to kind of prepare them to face different environments that can be difficult to play in? And why have you had so much success with that?
Mainly when we talk about environments and different styles of play, you know, referees come into the discussion sometimes because they impact, you know, the environment. It's always, I try to teach them, I'm working with them on separating what they can control versus what they can't. And we talked a lot about that after the Arkansas game because there's a lot that happened in that game. Some of it we could control a little better, some of it we couldn't. And so environments, people, you can't control other environments, you can't control other people, but you can control your response. You can control your preparation. You can control your communication. Those are things that are really important for our game and our success as a team, our success on the road, specifically in really hostile environments, and there's some great ones in the SEC. But I also know if we can do really good job at teaching them that and we get exposed to it game after game on the road, then when we get to March and we're playing in environments, I mean, I know from playing in the Final Four, you're talking about like tens of thousands of people. You can't hear yourself think. And it's incredible. But if you're not prepared for that, and if you haven't seen it before, sometimes it can be a shock. So we talk a lot about this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it in preparation of hopefully being successful down the road. But I don't know that you can prepare them for crowd noise. I'm not a person that like does it in the gym, or it's more, let's learn, like I make them huddle all the time in practice. I make them communicate with me. I make them communicate with each other. We're doing shooting drills. I want to hear them if I can stand at my car in the parking lot. I want to hear them counting. I make them do it that way so that it becomes a habit and it doesn't change no matter if there's 50 people in the stands or 5,000.
Going back to kind of like the hotel thing and how you kind of push the buttons with this team, have you noticed them being maybe a little more lighthearted, or how have you kind of figured out what buttons to push with this team?
Yeah, good question. Lighthearted, you know, sometimes a little too lighthearted, you know, and that's kids. They're 18 to 22-year-olds, and there's so much, sometimes when you watch them play, and I think this is college sports in general, we can tend to forget that, you know, they don't look like 18 to 22-year-old kids. The pressure that's on them is different than the normal 18 to 22-year-old kid, and my job is to help them grow and learn through that. That's my job, and I take it really seriously. So in the moments in hotels where I can teach them how to have fun with it and how to let loose a little bit, take the air out in a mature way, you know, not necessarily in an immature way, because it can devolve quickly, you know, but they understand now what it looks like to work hard versus play hard versus bond organically with teams. A lot of our kids want to play professionally, and if they don't do that, they're going to do something else that involves being part of a team, whether it's family or business or whatever. And that's really important to learn. These are the things, these are the tools you need in your toolbox to learn how to be really competitive in your field and what you do, but also how to connect with people in a genuine way that's not this, you know, that's in an organic way where we show up and we have stuff to do, but the way you do it, the way you approach it makes it fun or it doesn't. And so without it feeling forced, I think we do a pretty good job of just kind of having a canvas and creating some really fun things for them to grow. And it's not like, let's have a meeting with our team bonding specialist and let's bond as a team, you know? It's more, hey, let's use this time we have together to our benefit. And go today, we're gonna do this, I'm gonna put you guys in different groups, learn something about this person, or I'll give them an activity, and before they even knew what it was, it happened, you know? So I think when you do the things that we do as coaches, that part is really important. You may not see the effects of it my first year. the first 3 weeks of that year. And I know from the outside looking in, I know we're defined by our results, but that's a huge part of our success, is teaching our kids how to work well within a group, teaching them how to grow up and be mature, communicate effectively, bring energy. That's part of being successful when you're doing anything team related, especially sports. So the more time on the road we can do that, the better. And I think you're seeing it pay off, especially on our road games. You're seeing it pay off. I'd like to see it more at home. We have one more to go there, but hopefully we can continue to build on that throughout my time here so that you see it consistently happening.
Coach, just another question here before you answer.
Yes.
Sunday's going to be senior day here at Memorial Gym. You're going to be honoring 2 players here, Jordan Cambridge and Bella LaChance. Just to close up the press conference here, can you just talk a little bit about the impact both of them have made? They both made impacts in different ways, but both very meaningful in this rehabilitation of the program. So just kind of give us your thoughts and just the impact that both Jordan and Bella have made on the court and off the court.
Yeah, we talked a little bit on the last press conference about that. It's a really special day because Jordan and Bella were both here and part of the team before I took the job. So they could have very easily decided that they didn't want, they wanted to go in a different direction, which may have been an easier choice for them. But they both gave me a chance. They gave my staff a chance, and they bought and invested 100% into what we're doing. We would not be where we are today without those two. And they're very different. You see a lot more of Jordan on the floor than you see of Bella, but they both hold equal value to our team, to their teammates, to our staff. They are 2 kids that when you think about as a coach, you only get to coach certain kids, you don't get to coach them very often. Jordan's our hardest worker, our most productive, sometimes our best player on the floor, our most seasoned leader. Bella is one of our best students, a great leader, a great energy player. Those kids only come along so often. So when you're coaching and you had 2 of those players when you take over a team, it's a joy. There's other things you have to deal with, but the fact that I got to coach them for as long as I did was a blessing for me, was a blessing for our team, and hopefully we can get a lot of people to come out and support them on Sunday because they certainly deserve it. They have given everything to our program. I'm just really grateful I got to be their coach.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time. Best of luck this week. We'll talk to you after the Missouri game.
Thank you, guys.